Thank you, Joanne.
Not that way.
Well, congratulations, a little premature perhaps. But anyway, sure, we'll make the best of it. Lisa Fallon.
And George Hamilton.
We're ready for the formalities.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join in the national anthem of both countries.
Now the Luxembourg anthem has been played. Now time for Aron de Veen. Jim Crawford's Ireland back in front of a crowd for the first time in 2 years, and Tallaght is well populated for this under-21 match, which is an Irish team that shows the changes. 4-0 from the side that drew in Luxembourg. Mark McGuinness in at the back, Ross Tierney, JJ Coyote recalled, and the first cap for Liam Kerrigan up front. And for the Luxembourg team, well, there are 4 changes from the starting lineup there. The significant one being Dylan Kute, the Cameroon-born striker, who came on as a substitute against Ireland and scored the equalising penalty that made it 1-1. Match officials come from Kosovo. Besford Kasumi, an up-and-coming referee, is the man in charge. And for the first time, an Irish international team has a female assistant referee. Lumturi Muhadri will run one of the lines.
Fantastic, George, and the conditions here, certainly the pitch looks great, much better than it did over in Luxembourg. The pitch played really slow, didn't suit Ireland, it was narrow. I think Jim Crawford referenced it before the game. So, you know, the slightly wider pitch, and as soon as the players went in for the warm-up, the sprinklers were on. So certainly Ireland, we'd like to see them moving the ball nice and quickly, pressing high, just like they did over in Luxembourg, and moving the ball quickly to open up what we expect to be probably a Luxembourg team sitting in deep, narrow and compact.
So we're all set to go then. It's Luxembourg in the white who will kick off, defending the Tallaght end, right to left. 2 points dropped in Luxembourg. The Irish team will want to assert themselves here and secure all 3 in this home game, the European Under-21 Championship qualifier for the finals in Georgia and Romania in 2023. a tournament for which Ireland at this level has never qualified. Off we go then, and it's the captain immediately on the ball, Olesen for Luxembourg, who have a three-man defence with two wing-backs, and back with their goalkeeper Luca Fox. Just two of them play professionally outside Luxembourg. The captain Olesen is with the second team of FC Cologne in the Western Regional League in Germany, and also in Germany in the Oberliga Rheinland-Pfalz is the defender Frank Zinner.
Yeah, and Olesen is a real leader in this team. He actually played at right centre back in that back three over in Luxembourg last month. So they've moved him in. He actually went up front at one point in the game when they were, for the last 10 minutes, when they were trying to chase the game at the and obviously they got success from that in the end. But yeah, he's a real leader in the team, and he'll help dictate the way they do and keep the other players around him in the right shape.
And shape is of the essence. You see Luxembourg shuffle across as Ireland played the ball across the back four. It's bumped back to Mark McGuinness, the centre defender from Cardiff City.
Yeah, and it's a new shape for them. They actually traditionally always played with two banks of four, be that a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-4-2.
It's a little too long there from Jake O'Brien.
But yeah, they switched to a 5-3-2 in their defeat to Italy, and they kept that shape. Sometimes it looked like a 3-5-2 against Ireland, but you know, more than likely we will see it as a 5.
Struck long by Danzico, and there's O'Brien across, filling in for McGuinness at the left of the centre of the defence. And now it's Lee O'Connor on loan at Tranmere from Celtic, and back with O'Brien once more.
Yeah, in the early stages, to be fair, probably mirroring the way it was over in Luxembourg.
Bagan. The pressure goes on Bernardi. And a hurried clearance has helped on its way there by Sakras. Bagan combining well. And the cross comes in from right. And the clearance is away, and it's a throw to Ireland, begun brightly. Back with Jake O'Brien once more. And McGuinness. And just defending his position against Kuta there and retaining the possession. And off it goes to Conor Coventry, the captain, who's let it run on for Lee O'Connor. So O'Brien once more, and away to McGuinness. And a familiar shape to the beginning of the build-up. Gavin Kilkenny now.
Yeah, and Ireland need to be patient in this game because they will sit in, and the opportunities generally will come when they can get between the lines.
Kerrigan now, making his debut, the UCD man. The cross brings the game's first corner.
Yeah, and he's done well. You know, he's literally dropped into a little pocket of space just in front of the back three, makes it difficult for it to be picked up, and he gets on it, goes 1v1 down the line straight away and wins Ireland a corner.
And Tariq Wright will take it. He's indicating he wants it to get in tighter on the goalkeeper and congest that 6-yard area. Right then, floating it back post ball, looping header from the defender McGuinness, and in fact Bagan was the last man to touch it. Here's the corner again.
Yeah, just a nice floated ball in towards the back post. And to be fair to Ireland, the last game against Luxembourg, I actually thought the set piece deliveries weren't great, and it's good to see that they find an Irish jersey with the first corner anyway. Like I say, Ireland need to be patient in this game because, you know, the way Luxembourg play, they are very dynamic, and they are very aggressive when they go on the when they get the opportunities to counter attack, particularly with Kouete up front. He's a very explosive player.
Luxembourg playing it out with Olesen, and this is the captain Olesen once more, and inviting the run from Kuwaiti. Olesen went tumbling. Kuwaiti still on the ball, back with Olesen, just didn't get the purchase of the shot, and a moment of relief for Ireland as it's cleared there by Liam Kerrigan.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example of the types of line-breaking runs that Olesen likes to make from midfield. He can make them from the back line as well, and he's really, really dangerous. And, you know, he's the type of player, he'll play the ball and he wants to make the next run to get onto the end of it. And, you know, that was a dangerous attack, and Ireland need to be careful. We got to see Kuwaiti's burst of pace there, and Ireland need to be aware.
Well, that will be a free kick after being quite lenient with a couple of challenges. The referee from Kosovo has blown the whistle. Irvin Latic reckoned his shirt was being pulled, which he maybe had a point, but he was the one who brought down Ross Tierney. This was the Luxembourg attack. Olesen at the heart of it.
Yeah, and you can just see Coyote looking inside. Olesen made the run. It's a poor ball from him, but it's just a sign of the danger that they can pose when they do get those opportunities to break.
Jake O'Brien stepping forward once more, and now O'Connor try to thread one through. It's cut out by Latic, on its way from Rossler, and now Schmidt. Kuwaiti inviting the run of Schmidt, and that was well defended by Jake O'Brien.
Yeah, Leon Schmidt, their left winger, he is a wing back. He's playing there. He's a very he's got a great engine on him. He gets up and down the pitch. Played against Ireland the last day. Played most of the game, but he's got a decent set piece delivery on him as well, actually. But I don't think he's brilliant in 1v1 defending. So I really think there'll be opportunities for Liam Kerrigan to get at him.
Off it goes to O'Brien once more. And O'Connor. Latic. But the interception came from O'Connor. Smart turn by Ross Tierney. And on its way through Coventry to Bagan. Right. And back with McGuinness. And off it goes to O'Brien again. Kerrigan. Kilkenny. And O'Connor content enough to allow the throw-in to develop.
Yeah, just early doors now. You can see that Ross Tierney is starting to cause a few problems. He's getting in between the lines, and they're not really sure who's to pick him up. His movement off the ball is absolutely brilliant, and you see him doing that all the time for Bohemians. And then when he gets on the ball, he's such a direct player. So he's not the type of player they want to allow to get on the ball in any kind of space in and around that area.
Coventry. Denied by Latic. Kuwaiti. And again. And off to Bernardi. Perfect underfoot conditions at what is always a magnificently prepared venue, the Shamrock Rovers Stadium in Tallaght. There's one in the air by O'Brien, and this will be retrieved by Mark McGuinness. Now O'Connor.
It's a good ball out from Brian Maher. He's really good at those distributions.
All right, acknowledging the quality of the idea. If the pass wasn't quite it, Brian Maher, the goalkeeper from Bray.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant season so far this year. You know, his distribution is a really good element of his game, but he's I know you always say you want your goalkeeper to be a good shot stopper, but he really is. It's great reactions. Towards
Kuwaiti, but in the way was Kilkenny. Kuwaiti put the pressure on, but O'Connor has danced away. And now Kerrigan. Off goes Coyote. And the ball goes behind. Goal kick Luxembourg.
Yeah, and there is quite a strong breeze blowing from the bottom end that favours Ireland in some respects, but it is going to carry those balls, so maybe they need to just take a little bit off them for this half, because they'll certainly hold up in the second half, but it is quite a strong breeze.
Push there seen by the referee by Mark McGuinness, giving Luxembourg a free kick.
It's interesting to see that, you know, the last game against Ireland, Luxembourg played out from the back a lot more.
They wasted that opportunity. It's Kerrigan, and he won the throw-in.
But yeah, the last day Ireland pressed really, really high and very aggressively, and you know, for the first almost 20 minutes of the game, Luxembourg persisted with it and took real chances when they were playing out against Ireland. But you can certainly see they're not taking quite as many chances tonight, and more inclined to, for Lucas Fox to kick long.
Cody tried to get through there, but the goalkeeper Fox was swiftly off his line to gather it in. Manuel Cardoni, the Luxembourg manager. Luxembourg have been following the Iceland model in terms of developing younger players and achieving some success, as we know, to our cost from the result of the senior game.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, they've put in great structures all across their underage ranks over the last number of years, and you know, they beat their under-17s, actually beat Belgium earlier this week, and it was seen as a huge result and a great indication of the successes that are coming from, you know, the work that's gone in over the last number of years. And even the same as Ireland, Luxembourg have 6 players that would qualify to play for this under-21 team that have been called up to the senior team for their games against Serbia and Portugal this month.
So Leo O'Connor once more, and Kerrigan as ever is willing on the touchline. Back it goes to McGuinness, and Coventry picking it off the back 4, and then a look, and then he spots the run of Wright, but Wright's offside.
Yeah, he just went a little too early that time.
O'Brien's head and the ball out of play. Throw to Luxembourg.
Yeah, Luxembourg are without Alessio Curchi. He was the striker that actually played against Ireland the last day, and he was a real thorn in Oisin McEntee's side. He's a very dynamic player. He's a real 1v1 player, so I'm sure he actually got called up to the senior squad, so it's good for Ireland that he's not playing today, but he was a really influential player for them the last day.
Now this is Schmidt. It's a failure to control it on the part of Rosler, and it's Ireland in possession once more. O'Connor. Back with Kilkenny. Bagan.
And you can just see the Luxembourg shape. It's so narrow and so compact. They really close down the lines. At times there's no more than even 8 yards between the back 5 and the middle 3 when they've dropped into that shape.
Bagan. A nice combination. It's Bagan still. Oh, Modi couldn't just bring it under control. But it's still with Ireland and Coventry, and now O'Connor. And back again for Coventry. It was meant to be, but it cut out by Leon Schmidt. And a quickly taken throw. Kerrigan. This is beautiful combination up the left.
Yeah, it's really good. He's not quite expecting. I think he expects the defender just to get the interception on it. But it's a good move from Ireland, and that is where they can get those potential overloads.
O'Connor, oh, Coventry arriving. Coventry just couldn't bring it under control. And Fox is down, gratefully gathering it in. The Irish skipper got himself into a great forward position there.
Yeah, he really does, and that's a great ball in. It's a great run from Ross Tierney. He just makes that diagonal run straight across. No one picks him up, and Connor Coventry really, probably, he's in a great position. That's a chance for Ireland. But it's more promising now the last few minutes, starting to see Ireland getting out wide into those wide areas and making those runs across the defenders when those little spaces open up, because as they shift across, if you keep switching the ball, eventually the little gaps will open, and Ireland now starting to recognise where those gaps are starting to form.
Well, this is Joel Bagan, who's happy to push forward in that left back position and getting plenty of scope to do so. And on this near side, it's Leo O'Connor doing the same. His cross just too close to Fox.
Yeah, and Fox is really good in the air, actually. He's a really good goalkeeper under crosses and under set pieces generally. You know, he's one of those goalkeepers. He commands his area. He's brave. He comes for the ball. So you really need to move the ball. You know, you're not doing yourself any favours by putting the ball on top of him, because he'll take them all day.
Coventry again, combining with O'Connor. Little burst of acceleration from the captain, and then one swept wide towards Wright. And Wright drilling it in there. It's in the net, and it's Coyote that scored. A really good move by Ireland, and JJ Coyote gets the breakthrough in the 18th minute.
Yeah, it's a really good move from Ireland, and no more than they deserve. You see, great switch of play here from Conor Coventry. Finds Tariq Wright, goes at him, takes him on 1v1, keeps backing off. Great ball across, and JJ Coyote just gets across the front of the defender. It's excellent play from Ireland and a really well-deserved goal.
So Ireland take the lead in the 18th minute. And it's Coyote who makes the breakthrough.
And that's what Ireland need to do. When you're playing against a team who are in a really good shape, just staying narrow and compact, the best way to do it is to isolate the defenders and take them on 1v1 and go at them. And that's where Ireland will get the success.
So, decent return for the first 20 minutes or so. Ireland in search of 3 vital points and have the initial breakthrough. I'm not sure, despite the expression on his face, Jim Crawford is quite happy with that.
Yeah, it's absolutely, and it's good to get the early goal. Just settles them down and gives them a platform now to really build on in this game.
Luxembourg throw. Zico with a little interception, helped on its way then by Rosler. And this smart turn by Sackgrass, but it's going nowhere, so back it has to go to Sinner. Schmidt. Sinner right in the challenge of Liam Kerrigan, and then a long one for the chase, but goalkeeper Brian Maher out to make sure with a header. Kuwaiti. Schmidt goes down. Luxembourg get the free kick.
Yeah, I think Kerrigan just catches him. Their set-piece deliveries were really, really good the last day. So Ireland need to be careful because they've got some big players.
So this is Sakras with the free kick. Too close to the goalkeeper. Brian Maher untroubled. And swiftly away to Bagan. Looking for the run of Coyote. Here's Kilkenny in to intercept. Start something up again for Ireland. Kerrigan wants it wide on the right, but they'll be a little bit more precise about the passing before it gets that far. It's now with O'Connor. Kerrigan is an option still, but it's back to O'Brien. And away to McGuinness.
You just see Conor Coventry dropping into that right full position, and Lee O'Connor's pushing on higher up the pitch. Ireland just trying to get an overload on Schmidt, but with Kerrigan and Lee O'Connor pushing on higher.
It's cleverly kept in by Rossler, but to no avail from Luxembourg's standpoint. Now that's down for Coventry to knock it wide to Bagan. Coventry. O'Connor. Tierney went down, no foul. Olesen.
Yeah, and it's the same pattern again from Ireland. When it comes wide to O'Connor, Edin Osmanovic and Sinner are getting dragged out on this side. Osmanovic is trying to stay inside, and Sinner's getting dragged out because he's worried about Kerrigan, and that's leaving the space between those two centre-backs. It's opening up, and they're the runs from the number 10 position that Ross Tierney is trying to make those little diagonal runs in through there, and that space is after opening up again for Ireland.
Osmanovic looking for Kuwaiti. Gathered in by Maher and swiftly bowled away to Bagan. Kilkenny. And Wright has come deep for this. Tallaght Wright still. The combination with Tierney didn't quite work out. And the reason it didn't was that the foot of the Luxembourg defender got in to knock it away for the throw, which Bagan will take. A bit tight over there.
Yeah, and the switch is on.
Yep, and they found O'Connor. And Kerrigan. Kilkenny. Coventry under pressure from Kuwaiti. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, no foul. Kilkenny's in. Kuwaiti got his head in the way. Coventry tidied it up. Eventually safe with Maher. All the way across to McGuinness. Bagan right makes a dart ahead. Bagan using Tierney. In turn, Coyote. And that will be a corner.
Yeah, and again, it's good play from Ireland. Bernardi is really struggling out there. He's not sure whether to press Bagan or whether to press right, and he's having a real problem when the two of them come, because he doesn't know which one to pick up, and Ross Tierney then is getting in between the lines, and they're just able to play off him and get an overload on him.
Ireland's second corner. This will be Gavin Kilkenny taking it. The referee can now turn his attention to what's going on in the centre of the penalty area, having decided that Gavin Kilkenny has placed the ball correctly. Word there for Jake O'Brien and Aidin Osmanovic. And here is Kilkenny's corner, all the way to Tierney, back into the danger zone. And it was cleared away in the end by Latic. A moment of anxiety in front of that Luxembourg goal.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you look at the way Luxembourg are set up, I think they've got Leon Schmidt marking JJ Coyote, and that's a real mismatch for me. Joel Schmidt is a small player, and Coyote would have a really strong height advantage over him on set pieces.
Now Rossler now. And Schmidt. Rossler once more. Back it's come to Sinner. And away to Donzico. Olesen. Interception by Kerrigan. But it's broken here for Rossler. Bernardi. Kuwaiti deceiving Tierney. Taken from his toe by Wright. Bagan's in there. Solid performance at left back, and you'd almost say left wing back by Joel Bagan.
Yeah, he's getting opportunities to get forward, and actually the last game as well over in Luxembourg, he got a lot of time and space on the ball. He sometimes, I felt, actually played too safe too often. He had more space. He could have been a little bit more direct, maybe a little bit more brave on the ball, but if he's getting that time, and he's been a bit more proactive today than he was the last day. But again, Ireland need to be careful and not concede silly free kicks or needless free kicks in these types of areas, because they have got good set piece delivery, and you don't want to cough up a cheap chance.
That is in. Oh! Unopposed header.
Yeah, that's exactly the same as the game over there. You know, they were dangerous. The only real chances that they had came from set pieces, and Ireland at times conceded soft free kicks that they didn't need to concede, just by being a little bit lazy in the tackle. And there's no need to give them those types of chances. They're not doing enough in the game to earn the right to have chances like that. You need to make them work harder for them.
Here's Latic, who had that chance. Off to Sakras. Kuwaiti. Given away to Kerrigan. Bagan.
Ireland just need to try and keep the tempo of the game high and not slow it down to the pace that they want to play it at. We need to keep the ball moving, keep switching the play, keep making them work, and try and get in behind and get in between those lines. The slower pace will suit them.
It's Jake O'Brien. And O'Connor now. Coventry. Support for Kilkenny. And off it goes to Bagan once more. And now Wright. And determined to run his way through the middle there and earned a free kick.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do against these guys. Just get the ball and go at them.
Now this was the opportunity that they had.
Yeah, it's a big chance. You can't be allowing a free header from a set piece.
Free kick taken by Kilkenny, wide for O'Connor. And just a lack of control from Coyote, and the chance was gone.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't expecting the ball to come into him. You know, you need to be sharp, ready for that. Defender's pinned to your back, you know exactly where he is. Great opportunity, although his first touch probably isn't great, doesn't help him, but you want that ball coming right in on top. You turn the defender, you're already on the half turn, and there's a great opportunity there.
Interception by Kilkenny. Now it's Tierney. Coyotes ahead of him, but Tierney lost control. But here's Kilkenny on the ball. And off to O'Connor once more. And Kilkenny again. Smart play from the Bournemouth man.
Yeah, he opens up the pitch really well.
Back with McGuinness. O'Brien having to run a bit. O'Connor off to McGuinness again. Bagan on the wing. Right ahead of him. He's gone instead for Coventry. Just moving Luxembourg around.
You see Lee O'Connor is all the way inside between the centre backs.
Ireland's throw here, O'Connor. Using Tierney.
But with the way Conor Coventry and Gavin Kilkenny play, you know, they're both so comfortable on the ball. They can drop in, they can start the play. You can see now Ireland starting to try and push Lee O'Connor on, get him higher up the pitch. Also Joel Bagel trying to get the overloads in the wide areas, and then Conor Coventry and Gavin Kilkenny, either of them can drop in and support the centre backs, and Ireland almost building in a three.
O'Connor again. Right. And helped on by Kerrigan to O'Connor. Clever little header. Back with Wright, who's roaming across that midfield. And back in turn to O'Brien. And now O'Connor. Coventry looking for Tierney. Danzico dispossessed by Tierney and fouling him. That was really good stuff by Ross Tierney there. Made a complete nuisance of himself.
He's so direct. I love when he gets on the ball, and he's got quite a low centre of gravity. He's a really technical player, really direct, loves to draw defenders in, because that's when he knows he has it in the locker just to take them on and beat them. But it's a dangerous area now for a free kick from Ireland. But it's really good play from Ross Tierney. He's causing them big problems.
What a picture. He should put that in his bedroom wall. That was great. Well won free kick. Now, what does it lead to? Gavin Kilkenny. A little bit too much pace on it. Fizzed away. But you can see what he was trying to do, just entice the goalkeeper out of position and find the teammate on the far side.
Yeah, Jake O'Brien had made a really good run in around the back post, and that's obviously an area. Now we've seen a couple of set pieces from Ireland go towards the back post, so it's obviously an area that they feel that they can get at this team. The wind has died down a little bit now, actually, so that should favour Ireland a little bit more.
Push by Coventry. Free kick to Luxembourg.
Again, that's another one of those silly free kicks. We don't need to give free kicks like that away in this area of the pitch. There's no danger.
The free kick taken by Sakras. Kilkenny bringing it away. O'Connor. A clear pull of the shirt there, but finally tripped. Well, the referee let the shirt pull go, and that's what O'Connor's complaining about. He's clearly interfered with as he went past by Rossler, but it took the trip to win the free kick.
Yeah, Latic certainly wasn't letting him through there. It's a great run from Lee O'Connor, though. Maybe the referee gave him the benefit of the doubt and he was looking to see if there was an advantage there.
You're being very kind to the referee.
I am. He's very particular, isn't he? He has high attention to detail.
Referee from Kosovo.
Yeah.
Yellow card at last.
Yeah, look, to be fair.
Yeah, that's for the pulling of the shirt of Lee O'Connor. Check on the watch, you see 7.5 minutes to half time.
I think Lee O'Connor's really grown into the game, and I think he's starting to make a real impact. He's starting to get forward, and the problem that Luxembourg had was they were leaving the two lads up front, Rossler and Coete, but now Rossler's having to track back in and he's dropping back in deep, and that's not the type of work he wants to do.
O'Connor. That's Kilkenny. O'Brien. And off to Bagan. Smart turn by Kilkenny. You can see the quality that has earned him his place in Bournemouth's team in the Championship.
He is. He's a lovely footballer. Very composed on the ball. Really good body shape. Opens up the pitch. Can move the ball quickly.
Tierney here. Tierney on for right. Offside flag is up.
Yeah, again, it's a good move from Ireland, though. Great ball straight through the lines, and Ross Tierney does really well. I'm not sure that's offside.
I suppose, in fairness to the assistant on this near side, our angle is maybe slightly suggesting a decision that went against the Irishman and maybe shouldn't have, but anyway, it's ended as a free kick to Luxembourg.
Yeah. But again, it comes from Ross Tierney just getting into that little area of space in front of the centre backs. No one's coming in. They don't want to come in after him. And he gets on that space and little balls down the side. I'd like to see Ireland do more of that.
Bagan's there making use of himself, but Bernardi comes away with it. Coete. Schmidt. Sakras. Bounced off Olison there. Possession back with Ireland. Just a misplaced pass by O'Connor, but in the end, Kilkenny is there to break it up again. Bagan. Well, the idea was good, but Bernardi was equal to it. Loose pass then from Rossler, and it's back with Ireland once more as we move in well inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. O'Connor. Bagan. And right. Coventry using McGuinness and O'Brien and O'Connor. Tierney asked a lot of right there, but he did well to get it back from Kuwaiti.
Yeah, I just think sometimes Liam Kerrigan is going inside a little bit too early when Lee O'Connor is on the ball. It just makes it easy for the space to be picked up.
This has come to O'Connor. Coyote, he peeled away, but O'Connor with a rueful shake of the head. Says that was not quite what I was intending.
But Kerrigan, sometimes Kerrigan is pulling inside, and he keeps their shape open, where sometimes if he holds wide on the outside, that space inside would open up.
Push there, and it's a free kick to Luxembourg.
Ireland should be tuning in now to the referee and understand that any kind of hand on the back on those long kicks, he's given free kicks. So Ireland should be really starting to box a bit clever here and just not give them the opportunity to blow the whistle on those.
Now Bernardi will take this and watch for the run of Latic, which it was aimed towards him, but here he is now. Trying to be spectacular, cleared away by McGuinness and gathered in by Marr. Again, it was the similar ball, looking for the run of Latic.
Yeah, and he tries the spectacular one, but that's great goalkeeping from Brian Marr. Eyes on the ball the whole time.
Kilkenny under pressure from Latic. I reckon he was in command of the situation. That's away to O'Connor. And this has come to Kerrigan. And Kerrigan with a cross that's gone all the way across. And out for a throw.
Yeah, and that you see there, the space opens up for Lee O'Connor that time because Kerrigan stayed wide. He made sure then the defenders had to stay wide from, because Schmidt then almost has to deal with Lee O'Connor. Once Lee O'Connor gets beyond him, then you're dragging the centre back out, and that space opens up then inside for Lee O'Connor.
Tierney. He's deemed to have committed the foul in Kuwaiti.
Again, look, it's the hand on the back. We really should know about that by now. The referee has given them every single time soft free kicks. We don't need to do it. And even when you watch, when you press Luxembourg, you don't even have to press them really that intently. You can be 2-3 yards off them and they'll turn back.
Bernardi with Bagan with the challenge. The referee has let it go. Bernardi still down to right. And here's Coyote, but he couldn't bring it under control. Luxembourg player still down. Back it goes from McGuinness. The referee stops the game to check on him. There wasn't going to be any additional time at the end of the half, but then this little incident here as Loris Bernardi has gone down. Needs a little extra. Just as he played it there, he was caught at the top of his foot by Bagan. So there won't be time for much more than dropping of the ball. And there is the half-time whistle. And it's a half that has gone rather well for Ireland, with JJ Coyote getting the opening goal in the 18th minute. A goal that sets Jim Crawford's team up for a good half-time team talk. Half-time in Tallaght. It's Ireland 1, Luxembourg 0, and first half analysis will follow the break.
The Republic of Ireland's under-21s looking to mark their return to a home crowd for the first time in almost 2 years with a win. And they are ahead against Luxembourg at half-time thanks to JJ Coyote's goal, but it is just that one score separating the sides at half-time. It hasn't been all that impressive, has it, Stephen?
The first 10-15 minutes we started off a bit sluggish, just weren't moving the ball quick enough. The midfielders were just dropping on top of the centre backs and we're playing extra passes. And you can see myself and Alan were talking about Jim, getting onto them, just get moving quicker, get the ball moving. And as soon as we did that, get the ball forward the pitch, getting Coventry high up and getting the ball out to Tariq Wright, we started to move the ball quicker and create chances. But, you know, it's been a bit pedestrian at times, but when we do get at them and move the ball quickly, we create opportunities.
But it did take a long time before those opportunities came and before we finally saw the goalkeeper even threatened at all. Yeah, it was. I would agree with Stephen. It was very pedestrian, but the goal came from. You look at Lee O'Connor, and there was lots of patterns where Lee was getting the ball in this position, plays a short pass back into Coventry, but it's this switch of play that opens up everything, Joanne. Brilliant pass from Coventry, injects a bit of pace into the attack, and for the first time all evening, Tariq Wright got isolated in a one-on-one situation, puts a brilliant ball into the box, and Coyote gets a little nick on it at the front post, and obviously that was the breakthrough, which we badly needed at the time. But you look at Tariq Wright here, soon as he gets it, only one thing in his mind, to attack Bernardi, who for the first time probably switched off the wing-back. Wright gets him, squares him up in a one-on-one situation, and as I say, it was a brilliant ball into the box. But it was the first time in the whole first 15-20 minutes that we did get ourselves into that position. I would agree, Joanne, it hasn't been great. I'm sure Jim isn't very pleased or isn't happy with the performance so far. Even though we're in control of the match, it has been very pedestrian, very laboured, a bit flat. Coventry and Kilkenny are beginning to take control, but as you says, we haven't even tested the keeper so far all night, but we are 1-0 up. Yeah, the first real chance that was created, but we did see the signs come there after, as you said, Jim Crawford. You could actually hear him trying to get them to increase the intensity.
Yeah, you can see him, you can hear him on the sideline. He's just screaming at the lads to move the ball quicker, get forward with more purpose. And this starts on the left-hand side. Bagan goes down. Actually, it's the first time where he's actually picked the pass out, continued on his run, gets into decent area. Coyote just loses control of it and doesn't get the finish that we want. But it was a much better injection of pace from the fullback. And when we've done that in wide areas and actually played the ball inside with purpose, we've created opportunities. Here goes again. Works out onto the left-hand side, comes back onto the right. And I think this is from O'Connor is going to play the pass in the end when it comes to him. But it's just played forward with pace onto it in a really dangerous area where men run off to. Tierney runs in, little overlap, just doesn't drop to him. And, you know, it's a half chance, but it's playing the ball into the right areas with the right pace, with the right runs, and there's just not been enough of that. But when we do it, we cause them problems.
I mean, the warning signs have been there, because in the away game against Luxembourg, Ireland were leading, but Luxembourg came right into the game and did get the equaliser in the end. And could you argue that outside of the goal, they were the ones with the best chance in this first half? Oh, it's definitely the best chance of the game, and we gave away a sloppy free kick, but you look at the six here, just breaking into the box, Latic, and he should score. It was a brilliant ball, brilliant delivery. At least a referenced it in commentary that we're giving away 2 or 3 soft free kicks in positions like that where the delivery is very good. And as you say, Joanne, that was probably the best chance of the game. Latic should have scored. So that is the worry for Jim, the concern that even though it's only 1-0 and we're in control of the match, if you take your eye off the ball just for 1 second and give away, like they're probably kicking themselves already from dropping the 2 points in Luxembourg. If you drop another 2 points here tonight, you're effectively, I would think, out of the qualification campaign when you look at the results elsewhere as well and what we're up against. So it's important that to come out and approach the second half on the front foot, try and get that second goal, but also be guarded against something like that. Okay, the conditions still continue to be ideal for this, and Ireland do have the lead, even if they haven't been all that impressive in the first half. Hopefully plenty more to come in the second. Straight after this programme, you can see Dundalk struggling near the bottom of the Premier Division, trying to stave off Shamrock Rovers' march to another title. Tomorrow, Leinster will be looking for improvement in the URC when they welcome the ever-struggling Zebre to the RDS, live from 12:30. Ireland's latest World Cup qualifier, way to Azerbaijan, is from 4:15, also tomorrow. Then it's back to rugby on Sunday for Munster's trip to the Scarlets. That one is from 1:30. Here in Tallaght, the Republic of Ireland's under-21s lead Luxembourg by 1-0. Just talk a little bit about the influence of Conor Coventry and Tyreek Wright, and how much more you'd like to see them get involved.
Well, when Coventry's gotten the ball and has been hard up the pitch, he's been able to spread his passing, but he has a great selection of passes, low-driven balls, quick pass for the goal. He whips out to Wright really early, and then isolating Wright in one-on-one situations. And since he created that goal, every time he's got the ball, he's looked to drive at them. He's come inside. He's been quick. He's been a bright spark, and we have to get him on the ball high up the pitch. Try and isolate him. Get him in one-on-one situations where it could create chances for us. But Coventry has been excellent in his distribution.
You want to see Evan Ferguson come on in the second half?
I think we will, to be honest, at some point, Joanne. Obviously, there's high hopes for this young kid, but he is only a boy. He's not even he's only 16, as we know. I've been disappointed with Coyote. I was disappointed with him against Bosnia. Again, big physical presence, doesn't impose himself on the game. I know he's got the goal, but he's offered very, very little in attack. Liam Kerrigan as well, who I gave a big mention to beforehand. I know it's only his first cap at this level, but he's been on the fringes of the game. But I definitely think we will make changes. But it's just important that we get the victory, Joanne, because, as I say, despite us being in total control of the game, you still need to carve out another couple of chances and maybe get that all-important second goal. Ireland
need more goals. Will they get them, Stephen?
Yes, they will. Second half, definitely.
Okay, well, there's confidence from Stephen Kelly. Let's see if that is shared by the teams on the pitch as we head back to Lisa and George.
Thank you very much indeed, Joanne. Yep, no changes in either side. A little gum for the manager. And he's said what he has to say. So we're ready for the second half. Ireland in the green, attacking the goal to the left in this second half. And the referee from Kosovo ready to get the game in motion. The goal nets have been checked once more by the assistant referees, and we're ready to go then. 1-0 to Ireland. Plotting what he hopes will be a famous victory is Jim Crawford. And it's Ross Tierney who sets the second half in motion. O'Connor, and back with O'Brien, and off to Kilkenny.
Interesting to see that Liam Kerrigan and Tyreek Wright have both started really, really high and wide, touchline wide. And as Ireland were switching the play that time, Conor Coventry actually made a run all the way through.
There's one over the top for Wright.
Yeah,
again has gone offside.
Yeah, I didn't think he timed it quite right. He was gone a little bit early. But Ireland may be thinking about starting to try and use Conor Coventry and Gavin Kilkenny to break the lines and stretch the play.
Bernardi. He's got one over the top here to Rossler. And a run from Kuwaite. Rossler instead going for Bernardi. And back with Rossler once more. A hang one in there. Oof. Defended by O'Connor, who'd come across from right back. This is Donzico up to head it. Down it's come to Tierney, and now it's Wright. And Wright has Kerrigan ahead of him. It's Wright still for Kerrigan. In goes Kerrigan. But swiftly off his line was Fox.
Yeah, that's a really good move from Ireland. Tariq Wright gets on the ball, just drives straight at them, straight through the heart of them into that space. Great little run from Liam Kerrigan, and the goalkeeper obviously has come out and commanded the area and been able to intercept the ball. But that's more like it from Ireland. We said it in the first half, you know, taking them on and running at them.
At the other end, Luxembourg have run out of steam, and though they claim it, they don't get it. It's a goal kick, no corner.
It's important for Ireland to try and make the dominance count. You know, you dominate the game, and the same as it was over in Luxembourg, dominating the game, get ahead in the game, and then you know, the longer it goes on at 1-0, the more you give them a chance, and the more they'll get that belief that they can nick something.
Diagonal ball from O'Brien, looking for Wright. Bernardi defending it. And Wright attempting to secure a corner kick, but it touched him on the way out. And so it's a goal kick. Bernardi with the help of the header. Try to get Kuwaiti away, but O'Brien is there, and it's O'Connor. Little shimmy the hips to send him the wrong way and make a little room, and he's done it again. And the pass inside for Kilkenny. Lovely balance from him, away to Coventry. And now it's Bagan. Little dummy to look like it was going to be Rice across the face of that goal. Oh, Kerrigan's there. But couldn't direct it onto the goal.
Oh, that's really, really good play from Ireland. Lee O'Connor does so well on the right-hand side to orchestrate the switch of play. Then Ireland get across, great ball across, and Kerrigan, it's probably just the angle's too tight for him. But Bagan does really well. Takes a little deflection, which probably takes it off the foot of Coyote. But that's much better from Ireland, and it comes from a really, really good switch of play. Drawing them in on one side, switching it, opening up the space, and then getting at them.
Tierney's in there making a nuisance of himself. It's Coventry on, Tierney now again. And Wright takes over. And that's on for Tierney. Bagan's available. This is Bagan. And Bagan's cross towards the back to Kerrigan to knock it down, but just couldn't direct it into the area populated by green shirts. Olesen. And now Kuwaiti. Off it goes to Danzico, and in turn it's off to Bernardi. Danzico. Sakras. And Schmidt. And the cross in there. No bother to Mar, that was. Coventry just steadying things down, but it's the impression Ireland would feel a lot more secure with another goal on the board. Yeah. One is always dangerous.
Yeah, and they're such a dangerous counter-attack inside.
Well, this is Wright, and Wright backing himself to go round the outside, and that has spun away for a goal kick.
Yeah, but this is better from Ireland, you know. Real sign of intent, real appetite now to start taking these players on and going at them 1v1. Tariq Wright definitely has it in his locker to do this, and you know, he's difficult to deal with, and that's what we were saying in the first half. We wanted to see a little bit more of that, and you can see it's causing them real problems.
Firm header there by Mark McGuinness. Coyote after it, but now it's left to Brian Maher to decide what to do with that. No doubt about where to put that. Safety out of play. Let Luxembourg start with a throw-in.
Yeah.
John O'Shea making notes as Jim Crawford rises to his feet. Advantage played there. Sacras, but the Irish defenders swarming like bees round the honeypot and denying Sacras his moment.
Yeah, that's a good feature of this Irish team. You know, they have that appetite and that hunger to go and press and go in numbers and go together and make it really difficult, closing down the space.
Now, Tierney away. The quality of the ball into the middle wasn't all that it might have been, and the attack peters out. It started up again. Mark McGuinness.
They are a team that really wants to play out from the back, and they certainly haven't had the appetite for it.
Well, yellow card for the goalkeeper for taking rather too long over that goal kick. A bit early in the game to be taking too long over a goal kick, especially when you're 1-0 down.
It's the 55th minute.
Bernardi. And Bernardi once more.
Yeah, the game's just becoming a little bit frantic, a little bit more open, a little bit transitional now at the moment. You know, Ireland maybe need to just get a hold of the ball, keep on to it.
This has come through to Rossler. Determination then from Latic, but Bagan is there. Solid performance at left back from the Cardiff City man. And Tierney now, Tierney looking for the run. Coyote tried to provide it, but the goalkeeper Fox was out swiftly. O'Brien in command of the situation. That was well played. Cool, calm defending by Jake O'Brien. And it starts up again with Leo Connor. Coventry. Over the top for Kerrigan. Kerrigan still. Just wouldn't come in for Kilkenny. And strength there from Mark McGuinness to keep it alive. Now it's Tariq Wright. Coventry. And that's out for an Irish throw. Young man from Waltham Forest in northeast London with an Irish mum that qualifies him to play for the Irish team. Back here with McGuinness, and off it goes to O'Brien. Bagan. Bagan on for Wright. And Wright with a good cut back there. Just missed out on Kerrigan, but will be retrieved by O'Connor. The chance is still there. Coventry back again for O'Connor. O'Connor's cross on the keeper. Fox is there to deny Tierney. And it's brought away by Latic. But just some sides there that Luxembourg a little bit ragged as they dealt with that threat, and anywhere would do to get it away, and they give the possession back and invited the boys in green back on them.
Yeah, Ireland definitely being a bit more proactive now, a little combination play, passing, you know, little 1-2s down the sides of the defenders to isolate them, and it's starting to pay off.
A little bit too much pace on that for Coyote to chase, and now a chance for Luxembourg to get some basic order back into their play. Osmanovic and Sinner. Well, a firm header there by McGuinness. Bernardi, Bacon got in the way, but that didn't quite work out for McGuinness, and it's now Kuwaiti who's fouled by McGuinness, who's going to get a card for his troubles. Third yellow card of the game for Besfort Kasumi, the referee from Kosovo.
Yeah, he doesn't get the ball, he gets the man.
Mark McGuinness, Cardiff City defender, into the referee's notebook, the first Irishman in there. And the free kick is taken by Bernardi, and Brian Maher says thank you very much, and immediately bowls it clear to Tariq Wright. Off to Coventry. O'Connor back with O'Brien. Right. Run back by Kilkenny. And then it's Coventry towards Kerrigan, but Liam Kerrigan unable to control it, but the attack still continues. O'Connor back with Jake O'Brien, and off it goes to McGuinness. And then it's Bagan. Gavin Kilkenny. Bagan. Still it's Bagan, but handball spotted by the referee. Free kick to Luxembourg, who are about to make a couple of substitutions. That's Salim Turping, a 16-year-old, came on as a sub against Ireland in Luxembourg, and he's going to come on again. And meanwhile, Kuwaiti is down on the ground, and the game goes on. And another little tug of the shirt this time from the defender, and then a challenge on Kerrigan, and it's a penalty kick to Ireland. Won by Liam Kerrigan. There was already a a pull of the shirt there. I think the Luxembourg players are saying, what about our player who was hurt? Was that not a free kick? But the play went on. Kuwaiti was left. He protests to the assistant referee. But the referee has awarded the penalty for the foul on Kerrigan. Well, there's no VAR here for him to consult. He's made his mind up. He's given his decision. And a penalty kick is what he awarded. So this was the challenge, but Kuwaiti was undoubtedly caught by the butt of Mark McGuinness.
It is a 50-50 though. I think Kerrigan does really well there. He actually uses his body to get across the defender, because that itself is a 50-50 ball, and it's probably on its way away from Kerrigan, and he just gets his left shoulder in front of the defender to draw the challenge. I think it's clever play.
And an appropriate name for the man who fouled him, Franz Zinner, or Sinner. It's a penalty to Ireland, then going to be taken by the captain, Conor Coventry. It was a penalty for Luxembourg that denied them all 3 points in Luxembourg. It's Coventry now against Luca Fox to put Ireland 2 up. And 2-0 it is. 64th minute, and Ireland go into a rather more comfortable lead.
Yeah, that's the third game in a row now that Ireland have had a penalty. Obviously they scored the one in Bosnia, missed the one against Luxembourg over there. Tariq Wright missed the penalty early in the game, but that's a really solid penalty straight down the middle, and gives Ireland the advantage now in the game. A nice 2-goal cushion. And
dare one suggests no more than they deserve after the most recent passage of play.
Yeah, but you have to make it count. You have to. These are the types of teams you have to put them away, because the longer you leave them, give them a sniff to just give them any hope of getting back into the game, they'll hang in there.
Meanwhile, change is about to be made by Luxembourg. They're withdrawing Bernardi, the right back, and sending on Johan Torres, 16-year-old, who came off the bench for his debut against Ireland, so he's off the bench again. So there he is. And they've another one to come. Selim Turpin, another 16-year-old. He's on the books of Borussia Mönchengladbach, plays for their second team, and he takes the place of Noah Rosler.
And Selim Turpin, he's a player that they have really, really high hopes for.
So 2-0 then to Ireland as we approach the midpoint in the second half. On by Kilkenny, back again by Latic. And then it's Coventry, who assumed the captain's role and smashed away the penalty. And now it's Bagan. And Kilkenny looking for the run of Kerrigan, who won the penalty. And Kerrigan, oof. He had the confidence to take on the shot, and he's won the corner.
Liam Kerrigan, when he gets into those areas for UCD, he loves to play on that side and come in narrow, and he'll always hit them.
It's Wright combining with Kilkenny. Wright, little ball in there. Goalkeeper was solid though, as O'Brien lurked by the far post.
Yeah, same again. O'Brien making that late run to the back post and trying to find him there.
Osmanovic. Torres makes a run from the right wing position. Bagan gets there ahead of him. Wright helps it on. Coyote beaten to it by Osmanovic. Onto it comes Coventry. retained the possession well, and now Bagan. That's a free kick against Latic, who's another who goes into the referee's notebook. Third Luxembourg player to be booked tonight.
Yeah, no intention to go after the ball. The ball's long gone before he makes the lunge.
One for Roster, who's gone off the pitch, one for the goalkeeper for wasting time, and now one for Ervin Latic. Coventry combining well with Wright. Coventry towards Coyote. So the midpoint in the half is reached, and Ireland have done what they did in the first half of the first half and scored. Free kick against Kuwaiti. So now we're about to see Evan Ferguson make his appearance. On by O'Brien. O'Connor, and back with O'Brien again. Kilkenny. It's lost out. The challenge of Olsen was a foul, so free kick to Ireland, a chance for the substitutions to be made. The first of them is Evan Ferguson coming on for JJ Coyote. Evan Ferguson, 16 years of age, son of a famous father, his dad Barry, big striker. 2 FAI Cup wins with Longford in the early noughties, and he also won the League of Ireland Cup, Barry Ferguson. So he goes on, and the other change sees the introduction of Conor Noss of Borussia Mönchengladbach. Irish mum, German dad, born in Düsseldorf, and very highly thought of at his club, the Foals, in the Rhineland. So there's Ferguson on.
Yeah, Ferguson's a really, really good player, and I know he's a player that Jim Crawford and John O'Shea and Alan Reynolds rate very, very highly. Really good player. He can run the channels, he can receive with his back to goal. Lots of really good dimensions to his game.
Noss trying to get in around the back. Noss first touch denied by Fox. Well, he scored his first goal in pre-season for Borussia Mönchengladbach's senior team. They made a big fuss about him then. And he was very nearly in with his first touch for a goal for the under-21s.
Yeah, and when he came on against Luxembourg the last day, he actually combined really, really well with Cullen Whelan. He's a really dynamic player, loves to make those attacking runs from that advanced midfield position.
So Tariq Wright to take the corner. An important little touch away there by the defender Andanzico. And this the substitute Torres. And Coventry's fouled by Olesen. The 2 captains together. Bagan. Ferguson. O'Brien. It's O'Connor. Kilkenny away to Coventry. And now Noss. Swung in by Bagan. Clearance is effective enough. Coolness there from Mark McGuinness, and all the way back to the relatively underemployed Brian Maher. He hasn't much to do in the second half. Bagan then. Kerrigan operating on the left for a change. Noss has gone into the middle, Wright's out on the right side. They mix things up. Ferguson leading the line as O'Brien and O'Connor combine, and there's one for Noss to chase, and it's cut out by Sinner. Kerrigan. And that's out for an Irish throw. And another free kick goes Ireland's way. Lee O'Connor leaving it for Gavin Kilkenny. And taken quickly for Kerrigan. And he's forced another corner. Brimful of confidence is Liam Kerrigan, prepared to take on the shot from that kind of angle.
Yeah, and that's exactly the type of range he loves. He loves to get the ball anywhere in and around the box, and he can be really lethal if you give him time to strike the ball.
Tariq Wright then sorting out the players in the box, and then taking the corner. And Fox is there with the fists. And Kuwaiti is back defending, but Luxembourg got everybody back. Everybody inside their own half, most of them in the penalty area, and there's no pressure on Brian Maher at all.
Yeah, they've spent a lot of time without the ball tonight, so you know, you can see the legs are starting to get tired, and you know, they're making a few lazy or, you know, soft challenges. Sacros in the middle there looks like he just is running out of legs.
Coventry, an important interception then by Sinner. O'Brien. This is Schmidt. It's easily dealt with by O'Brien. Here's O'Brien on the ball again.
George.
And there's a certain raggedness has crept into the Luxembourg play, all right.
It has, and you can see the gaps are starting to open up. They're not able to keep the shape. Sacros, look, he's labouring badly. Can't get there, doesn't seem to want to let there, letting runners go now from midfield.
O'Connor couldn't quite get in there. And this is Sacros on the ball. Kuwaiti, but first there was O'Brien. That'll go out for a goal kick and give Luxembourg the chance to make two more changes. So off goes the centre-back Sinner, who gave away the penalty. And in his place is Gary Bernard, who's a striker. Bernard, and the other change sees the introduction of Diogo Oliveira. Came on as a substitute against Ireland, and he takes the place of Sacros, which is not a surprise to Lisa.
It looks now like they've switched to a back four, and they've pushed Matthias Olesen on, same as they did against Ireland the last day. They've pushed him on more as a centre forward now.
Free kick to Luxembourg. I think that was clear what Jim Crawford was saying. 4-4-2. To defend this free kick. Could be taken by Schmidt. Pulling and hauling in there, but referee let it go. Bagan purposefully onto that. It's fallen here for Osmanovic. And away then to Schmidt. Osmanovic. With Ireland winning it back in the person of O'Brien. There's a foul on Kerrigan by Kuwaiti.
Yeah, and it looks like Ireland just matching them up now. Ireland more of a 4-4-2 against their 4-4-2, which seems to look like a 4-2-4 when they have the ball. They're pushing 4 up high against the Irish back 4.
Bagan. And Noss is taking advantage of the slip there by Danzico. Noss tried to curl one in, but got the curl going the wrong way. Goal kick. Forward for Noss, and he's happy to accept the throw in. It's the old story, isn't it? When the team goes 2-0 up, they've retained a kind of a freshness that the opposition, with a little over 10 minutes to go, just can't display anymore.
Absolutely, but you have to smell that when you're on the pitch and just go and be ruthless.
That's Kilkenny trying to do just that. Osmanovic coming away with the ball. And O'Brien down from Coventry, and off it goes to Bagan, who's been solid and consistent throughout at left back. Right, Coventry once more on for Kilkenny. Just making Luxembourg run around in annoyance and frustration at the fact that they can't get the ball back. Kerrigan winning the throw.
Yeah, it's some really good passages of play for Ireland now, just getting on the ball. Those little combinations, passing and moving, finding it easier now to get between the lines as Luxembourg tire, and they're just finding it more and more difficult to keep that shape narrow and compact and do the chasing that they've had to do all night.
There's a little pause for a tying of a bootlace. We can resume with the throw from Lee O'Connor. Clumsy challenge on the edge of the box. Very nearly
He's
a penalty
tired
again.
Yeah. He's been tying his lace there to give himself a breather, I'd say. Osmanovic. He's a good, solid defender. He's strong, he's physical, he's aggressive. He deals well with stuff that come at him in the air, but even the last day he looked comfortable against Ireland the last day, but then when Colin Whelan came on and Ireland started getting at him, he looked really well out of his comfort zone.
So a free kick, it was outside the area, there's no question about that, but it's given Ireland a great opportunity to put this to bed. Right on the left, Kilkenny on the right, it's right. And Fox got down to save it. He saw what he was intending to do, and he found the target, and that was a good save.
Yeah, he thought there was a little bit of space on the goalkeeper's near side.
Kuwaiti somehow held on to it. But, McGuinness missed it, but O'Brien was there to back him up. Well taken down by Ferguson. Tidied up by Donzico. Forced into the hurried clearance was Fox by the presence of Ferguson. It's Kuwaite. Back with Osmanovic. O'Connor winning it back. But referee saw that as a foul.
Yeah, and it's good pressure from Ireland, just making sure that they can't play those long balls. Like I said, Luxembourg pushing 4 on 4, so it's important that Ireland keep the pressure on.
Ball was out.
Yeah, it's really good pressure from Conor Noss there.
Coventry. And free kick is given against him. Schmidt. Luxembourg seek a way forward. Oliveira. And this is wide to Torres. And Mar in complete command of that. Nobody near him to threaten him. Oliveira got in to intercept, but his interception only went out of play. So a final opportunity maybe to make a substitution as we approach the final 5 minutes of the game. Alex Gilbert, winger on the books of Swindon Town, will come on.
Yeah, he started for Swindon last weekend in their 3-1 win over Bristol Rovers. But it's important for Ireland now to keep doing the right things in the game, make sure they get a clean sheet and build on this performance now and take that into the Montenegro game next week. Keep the good habits, don't give anything sloppy away.
Well, that was an error by Kilkenny, an otherwise flawless performance, but the day saved by Mark McGuinness. And Bagan up the line here for Wright. Ferguson through the middle. Noss arriving too. That's for Conor Noss. Noss still. Noss goes down. Another free kick to Ireland. So Conor Noss, an indication of the threat that he's posing, the fact that he's suffered 2 grievous fouls.
Yeah, he is. He's a real handful, you know, he's so dynamic. Tyreek Wright does really, really well. Noss just shifts it from one foot to the other, just totally takes the defender out of the game. Probably the first one's a free kick really on Tyreek Wright.
So it was in the end a yellow card for Torres, who made the challenge. And substitution for Ireland. Liam Kerrigan, who's had a fine game on his debut, makes way. He won the penalty and deserves that round of applause, the UCD man. Fabulous debut for the Ireland under-21s, and he goes off now to be replaced by Alex Gilbert. And that's with 5 minutes or so to go. And another change for Ireland coming on now. There's Alex Gilbert. We're about to see Dawson Devoy of Bohemians make his entrance in place of Gavin Kilkenny.
Yeah, Gavin Kilkenny's had a really, really good game, very tidy, composed on the ball. The starter of a lot of Ireland's good play. Dawson Devoy, another attacking midfielder, likes to play in that advanced midfield role or between in kind of the 8.
Here's Noss. It's off the end of the wall. He won the free kick. He took the free kick and he's won the corner.
Dawson Devoy again, another really dynamic attacking player, very direct, technical, likes to play in between the lines. Not the type of player you want to see coming on in a game when you're feeling the effects of a long 87 minutes.
Ireland's sixth corner of the match swung in there. Firmly headed away by Olesen. Well, now a chance here, 2-on-2. Kuwaiti. An opportunity for a goal that's denied by Marr. Well, that's classic goalkeeping. Very little to do throughout the second half, but when required, he's there to make the big save.
Absolutely, and that's characteristic of Brian Marr, the type of season he's had for Bray Wanderers this year. He's certainly a goalkeeper that has gained them points with some of the saves he's made.
Kuwaiti not happy with Bagan's attention. Well, this was the opportunity. It was brilliantly saved by Marr.
Yeah, slightly getting away from him, so he's sliding, so he doesn't really get a great connection on it, but all the same, Marr does really well, comes out, makes himself big and gets the contact and denies the opportunity. But Ireland just a little bit sloppy there. Don't need to take unnecessary risks at this point in the game.
Well, Kuwaiti makes the challenge, and the reaction of Tallaght Wright is, well, so we say a little excessive. It was a bad foul. There's going to be a yellow card for the Luxembourg player, but the reaction of Wright might well get him the attention, bring him to the attention of the referee too.
Yeah, he's not happy with the challenge.
So the referee is going to give a card here to Kuwaiti, and he'll also give a card to Wright for the way he responded.
You can see the ball comes in, great little flick from Conor Naughton. He just catches him at the back.
So another free kick to Ireland as we move into the final minute. And Luxembourg want to make another substitution, and they are sending on Emre Erkus, who started against Ireland. The young man born in Berlin is going to take the place of Kuwaiti, who's just been booked and committed that foul. So that's the completion of the 5 substitutions by Luxembourg, and Ireland will take this free kick as we move towards additional time. Wright has gone down on the turf. 6 additional minutes going to be played, and Wright is in a bit of bother here after that last challenge.
Yeah, he's holding the back of his right calf or the top of his Achilles.
Another school blast to the referee's whistle, but he still doesn't appear aware that Tallaght Wright is on the ground. Wright still on the ground as O'Connor eventually commits the foul on Schmidt. And now attention can come on for Tallaght Wright. Who was the player involved in that incident when the foul was committed by Kuwaiti, and Wright protested vigorously, got himself booked. You can tell, though, he's probably definitely felt the after effects of that little
challenge that he got from Kuwait, and that's why the reaction comes. He knows there's a big game against Montenegro coming up, and you know, you're 2-0 up in a game. You don't want to be taking a knock that might potentially take you out of the game next week. And he's labouring a bit there, so you know,
off he goes.
That probably explains the reaction, because he probably knows he's been caught.
So the final Irish substitution, it's going to be Andy Moran on in place of Tallaght Wright. Final substitution for Ireland. And final Irish substitution then. That was Gilbert. Now we got ourselves a man of the match.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's a couple of contenders. Maybe I think Leo Connor's been really, really solid tonight, but Conor Coventry has really orchestrated so much of what was good about Ireland's play. You know, so comfortable on the ball, really started the play well and made some brilliant forward runs. So for me, Conor Coventry, man of the match tonight.
On a night when Ireland set out to achieve 3 points, and here's a chance for Noss. Great save by Fox. Well, Conor Noss can scarcely believe it. He got in behind the tiring Luxembourg defence, but the goalkeeper equal to it again.
Yeah, it did, and you know, it comes from Irish pressure on the ball, trying to play out again, that aggressive pressure from Conor Coventry, and then the ball just breaks for Conor Noss.
Oh, and the shot comes in the end from Devoy, which is just wide. But just reflecting on that save that Fox made with classic goalkeeping, spread himself so well. This is Devoy with the opportunity that's led to another Irish corner, which is their 8th of the night. So applause for Tallaght Wright as he makes his way around the pitch, and the corner comes in from Alex Gilbert. McGuinness couldn't quite climb high enough, but Luxembourg haven't cleared their lines. It's Gilbert again. And O'Brien steps in. And eventually, through the good offices of Moran, the ball is won back, and it's now back with Brian Maher. And we approach the end of the 5th of the 6 additional minutes. Turping, the closest Luxembourg player to a goal tonight. Denied by the save by Brian Maher, the only big save he's had to make in the whole match. And that's the man of the match, Conor Coventry. Jake O'Brien looking for Noss. Osmanovic with him. Noss has got the ball, but the assistant on the far side put the flag up to say he did so illegally.
Yeah, he's been really good since he came on. But it's a really good performance from Ireland tonight, you know, solid, restricted them to really only one proper chance, apart from maybe the free header in the first half, say 2 chances, but you know, it's been a good solid performance from Ireland. Puts to bed the draw and the disappointment of the draw over there, and you know, important to keep a clean sheet. It's always important to keep a clean sheet, and a good debut for Liam Kerrigan, and Ireland now kick on and prepare now to take on Montenegro next week, which will be a tough game.
Well, they've done what they set out to do as we are on the blow here in Tallaght. It was to get 3 points to keep the campaign on track as they bid to reach the finals for the first time in history. And there are 3 points that will help them to try and achieve that aim. Coyotes' goal in the 18th minute, the penalty from Conor Coventry in the 64th after Liam Kerrigan was fouled. That's a very satisfactory night's work by the Irish under-21s. Final score in Tallaght, Republic of Ireland 2, Luxembourg 0. We'll have analysis after the break.
A good win for Ireland's under-21s in Tallaght this evening, but the Group F table in the Euro qualifiers are pretty much as you were because Sweden and Italy picked up wins as well. And man of the match for the Irish this evening was the captain, Conor Coventry, and he's with Cathal.
Conor, congratulations, you're the RTE player of the match. You just had a lovely little embrace with the supporters here in front of us. What's that like?
Oh, honestly, since we played here against Sweden, which was an incredible night, I've been dying to get back. It really feels like a special stadium to me, and I'm so happy to see the fans that they come out to see us, and honestly it gives us such a lift. And you can see the boys tonight, to a man, everyone was excellent, and I think that fans play a massive part in that. We've got a great pride to play here, so it's incredible.
Yeah, to get to 3 points, how do you reflect on that performance?
It's very good, it's very good. I think people can overlook these teams sometimes, but they're really tough to play against, especially the longer the game goes on and it's tight, and they're a good side, so a win at this level is important, it doesn't matter how.
And you got your goal as well from the penalty spot?
Yeah, I've had a few that I've gone where the keeper dived to the side, so I thought I'd stick one in the middle, and yeah, thankfully it went in.
Unbeaten in the group now. Obviously you've got some tough games to come down the track, starting with Montenegro on Tuesday. Do you feel like you're in a really good position now?
Yeah, the group's in a great place. I think everyone is dying to get in every count. Everyone loves to be here, and we're such a tight-knit group off the pitch, and I think it shows on the pitch, and we're really improving on the pitch as well, so I think we're in a good place.
And just on the uncertainty around Tuesday and whether you'll be able to travel and other players would be able to travel, has that seeped into the squad at all?
We were just focused on tonight, if I'm honest, and we just really wanted to come out and put a show on for the fans, which hopefully we did to an extent, and that's what we were focused on, and we'll enjoy it tonight and look over the game and just see what happens.
OK, Conor, well, thank you very much. You are the RTE player of the match.
Thank you, appreciate that, thank you.
Yeah, well done to Conor, confident young man as well, and a confident performance he gave tonight. Ireland, no doubt about it, they increased the tempo in the second half, and it eventually paid off with a bit of luck.
Yeah, with a little bit of luck. The tackle going into it was dubious, and the referee had to pull it back. It definitely was a foul, so we got away with no VAR, so this was going to be called back. But it's what happens afterwards that you have to be happy with. Like, this is a definite foul. You know, he's not got the ball. But sometimes you play luck, and to be honest, we've been the better side up to this part, but it's all about Kerrigan, just full of running. Second half he was far improved, and he just drives at the defence here, really determined in the position. It's a slight tackle, he doesn't get loads of contact on him, but he gets his body between the ball and the defender, makes a commitment, that's a penalty, and then Coventry puts it away, confident down the middle of the goal, just calmly steps up, and you know, it gets that second goal, and that's comfortable, but we were deserving of it. We were much better in the second half.
But they piled in the pressure, and unlike in the first half, they were creating chance after chance.
Yeah, far better in the second half, Joanne, and the reason being they started off with a far better intensity right from the kick-off in the second half, and that's what we were critical at half-time, that it was all a bit pedestrian and laboured. But if you look at the chance, I say, right from the kick-off, Liam Kerrigan, who became more and more influential in that second half, they're picking up second balls here, and this is literally after 46 minutes, drops to Ross Tierney into Tyreek Wright, and he drives straight at the back four. Liam makes a great little run, just unlucky with the pass, but that was a sign of things to come, and Liam Kerrigan was becoming more and more influential, as I say. Again, it's him here at the back post to bring it from the right side, Kilkenny over here to Bagan on the left hand flank. Again, he was very good in the second half as well, Bagan. This time he's driving inside, plays a brilliant ball across the face of the goal, and Kerrigan, it was just a tight little angle, probably should have done a little bit better, but again, as I say, he was growing into the game and becoming far more influential. This one building up from the back, Conor Noss was on a substitute, slightly different in the fact that we're more direct here, but he should have hit it right there, Joanne. Gives time for the keeper to come out and close him down, and right at the end again it's Kerrigan, who, as I say, I know I gave him the big build up before the match, he didn't live up to my expectations at half time, but he was brilliant in the second half, and I'm glad for him as well on his first cap. He might have been a bit nervous in the first half, but certainly in the second half he was absolutely brilliant. And as Stephen said, it was a very deserving win. You should be beating Luxembourg. They'll be disappointed that we didn't obviously beat them in the first game, but Jim will be delighted to get a 2-0 win tonight.
Obviously these games are all about looking towards the future and what the future senior manager is going to have. Now, you teed up the midfield beforehand. We saw Conor Coventry won a man of the match, but were most of the key players coming in that area?
Yeah, Kenny was excellent, and we were talking off air about he has that he pirouettes on the
Ireland
ball.
need to be patient.
There's very great awareness of his movement, of his place. Coventry getting on the ball in good areas, spreading the ball quickly. The link-up play it was excellent. The dynamic between them all in the middle of the park it worked really, really well. But the energy, enthusiasm from them when they lose the ball to go and recover it back, it's so important, because so many times we were able to lose the ball, get it back quickly, and then recycle it and keep playing again. The Coventry and Kelly there, it's a really good dynamic between the two of them. And then you throw into that the wingers, Wright and Kerrigan, who then in the second half really came to life, putting emphasis in it, getting the ball, driving players. But it was creating situations for them. It wasn't just getting the ball out to them, it was men running off the shoulders, getting them in one-on-one situations, putting the right passes in them, the runs off the shoulders. Second half was far brighter, far quicker, and so much of it came through this pass from Coventry, reverse ball through the middle of the park, taking risks with your passes but being accurate at the same time. And the second half was full of it. It was full of really good play, long passes, intricate movement, people looking to run with the ball, people looking to drop off the shoulder, and the middle of the park I think has been excellent with those two wingers.
Okay, so it was a good evening then for the manager of the Ireland Under-21s, Jim Crawford, and he is now with Call.
Joanne, thank you. Jim, congratulations. Well done tonight on a positive result. Are you pleased with the result and the performance?
Yeah, well, first half I thought we were a little bit nervous, a little bit slow getting into the game, but second half was a totally different performance. You know, we started on the front foot with Tyreek Wright. You know, he was threatening on that left-hand side, and Liam making his Under-21s debut, done fantastic for us as well. So all in all, it was a pleasing night, particularly the second half. You know, where we were a lot better.
Yeah, what changed going into that second half?
Just at half time, we said to him, you know, we got to have more belief, we got to move the ball quicker, and certainly we did that, you know, and we knew what Luxembourg were going to bring to the table with regards, you know, dropping deep and what have you. So it's up to us, you know, to move the ball quickly and exploit as many opportunities as we can. And we were just trying to force it a little bit too much in the first half, but second half when it opened up, you know, we created how many chances, I don't know. But look, you know, 2-0, you know, we're happy enough with it, but I think it could have been a little bit more. But again, what Luxembourg do is, you know, they draw you in to try to get you on the counter-attack. And, you know, Brian Maher had to make a fantastic save too, you know. So that's that in the summary of it.
That's tonight. Obviously, Tuesday upcoming now against Montenegro. Have you any update on the situation in terms of who'll be able to travel to that game?
With regards ourselves, we're still waiting on information back from the UK clubs who can come, you know. So at this point in time, we'll take it on board that everybody be coming, you know, to Montenegro, and we just see what develops after that, you know. And
when do you expect to find out, Jim? Will it be tonight, tomorrow morning?
I'd say be probably tomorrow midday. I'd say we'll understand who's coming and who's not.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much indeed.
Okay,
well done.
Thank you.
Okay, it almost sounds there as if he's suggesting that they must have heard back and they're not going to get special dispensation, so therefore they're leaving it in the hands of the clubs as to whether or not they will accept their players quarantining or not.
Yeah, and I think we already know what the clubs are going to say. They won't accept that, Joanne. So I think that was the reason why Jim named, obviously, the extra players for this scenario, which is obviously going to happen, which we all felt might happen. There was a good chance it will. It looks like that's exactly what's going to play out. And it'll be a home-based team that will play in Montenegro on Tuesday. And I think that's the right decision, Joanne. Jim Crawford is in a no-win situation here. It's totally out of his control because, obviously, the UK and Germany are on the red list, Montenegro's red list. It's totally out of his control. So what he did, and obviously to get around this, and the solution to come up with, was to name the home-based players. Now I know John Caulfield has been critical of that, and I can kind of hear what John is saying to a point, but a suggestion that we should forfeit the fixture is absolute nonsense in my views. And also I think the exposure, what it gives to the under-21 home-based players as well. We already seen 4 or 5 that were involved tonight, and obviously with those lads that are going to play in Montenegro, the value you can put on that as well knows no bounds, Joanne. So I think that's the right thing to do. Jim, as I said, has come up with that solution, and the FEI, which was in a situation that was totally out of his hands, and I have absolutely no issue with it whatsoever.
Okay, I'm sure there's plenty of issue with the fact that they still don't seem to know exactly what they're doing, and they are due to leave for Montenegro tomorrow. Now, away from here, the only Premier Division game in the SSA Electricity League taking place this weekend is a big one, albeit for different reasons than in recent years. Dundalk looking to stave off relegation, welcome the champions and the champions-elect, Stephen Bradley's Shamrock Rovers, to Oriel Park, and you can see that game live straight after this right here on RT2. And in less than 24 hours, there will be kick-off in Azerbaijan, where Stephen Kenny continues the search for his first competitive win as senior Ireland manager. Tony O'Donoghue is there.
Well, it's been a strange day to say the least with the Republic of Ireland squad here in Baku. This morning we learned that two players, Adam Ida and Jason Knight, both missed training here at the stadium last night because they were both feeling unwell. Now, it wasn't another COVID situation apparently. Both players returned negative PCR and antigen tests, but it did cast a doubt over their fitness for the game tomorrow. Well, I'm glad to say that both players did take part in the warm-ups at least here this evening, but Stephen Kenny has to submit his squad to UEFA tonight, and so he'll have to decide later if the two boys are up to taking any part in the game tomorrow. The amount of medical issues around the Ireland camp recently is remarkable, and COVID, you could say, has been a recurring theme of the Kenny era. And when you assess the build-up to this game, as he seeks his first competitive win as Ireland manager, you find that he's lost his captain, Seamus Coleman, to a hamstring injury. He already knew, of course, that he'd be without midfielders Jason Malumbi and Alan Brown, who were suspended. And just before the squad left Dublin, an ankle injury to Ryan Manning meant that he had to be replaced by Liam Scales. And now Ida and Knight have to be considered doubtful against an Azerbaijan team that got their only point of the group so far against Ireland in Dublin. Hopefully, despite all that, Stephen Kenny's first competitive victory is on the way here in Baku tomorrow.
Well, things have certainly started well for the Republic of Ireland here in Tallaght this evening. And a big thank you to both Stephen and to Alan for their time tonight. And don't forget that you can see that game between Azerbaijan and Ireland live on RT2, and you can hear it live on Saturday Sport on RT Radio 1 tomorrow. And straight after this, Peter is live at Oriel Park for Dundalk versus Shamrock Rovers. From all of us here, good night.